Hello, and you are watching the Quick and Dirty Show with Nat and Marks. The only place to be, or the best place to be really, for delicious food, mouth-watering inspirations, and weight loss strategies that work. If you have not yet signed up for our free course, go to natmarks.ca and make sure you sign up for that free course. And it's all about weight loss strategies that work. We're stepping away from the noise of all of the very noisy weight loss, diet, nutrition world. And we're getting real and heading back to basics. So today we are, if you hear some cast iron, do you hear some cast iron?
This is cast iron.
This is cast iron.
Yeah, over there you hear iron.
Oh. Our episode is named Cast Iron Maiden. So Marks has some Iron Maiden playing in the background because you are a fan. The rest of us, I'm not so sure. We're talking about cast iron today. This is what we use in the kitchen. No. This is what you use in the kitchen.
This is all we have in the kitchen.
It's all we
besides
have.
Pots, stainless steel pots and some other stuff. But as far as pans and griddles go, it's all cast iron. And it started because when you and I first met, we both, when we moved in together, we had a bunch of Tefal and non-stick and I remember going to the scrap bin at work and pitching a couple of pans just because the non-stick coating had just worn off, probably from me cooking too high of a heat, but also they just wear out and all that stuff flakes off and you end up ingesting it. So I thought, enough of that. And this pan I bought in Chinatown. No, this one I bought, because that one's that's a brand one. This is a Chinatown special. Look at that, made in China. I bought it when I lived in Toronto, probably 20 some odd years ago, and I think I paid $9 for it. It's been in a campfire, literally. It's been the kids and I take it camping.
Yes.
It's bomb proof. If you get it too hot and you end up kind of smoking, then yeah, it's fine. They're almost indestructible. Just
So we made the switch from regular like the non-stick pans to this, mostly for health reasons, but for environmental reasons as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
For all of that.
Yeah.
And then it just slowly, it was just piece by piece by piece.
Yeah.
And we have, so this morning we cooked pancakes on this exact pan.
Griddle. Yep.
Sorry, the griddle.
Yep.
Tomato sauce mostly happens in this one.
Yep.
What else happens in that one? Stews
Yes, stews. I've done risotto in this. That's a good one for risotto as well. Or I'll use the big Dutch oven. But yeah, that's it.
So people who are used to the non-stick pans, so I know that there's a little bit of intimidation around the cast iron because people don't know how to do it, don't know how to use it, don't know how to clean it, don't know how to store it. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So I think that the biggest thing is that these will take more heat. They're a little thicker. They're a little heavier. There is a little bit of a process involved in getting them seasoned, but that's really, it's just a matter of making sure that they're really clean, scrubbing them out if they're really gnarly. Get some steel wool and a little bit of soap and scrub it down so all the loose scale is kind of off it. Get them warmed up and apply a thin layer of vegetable oil, or you can use duck fat. You can use
You could use honey,
Yeah.
or the beeswax. Or
Yeah. I think that the like a vegetable based oil, something that is solid at room temperature, probably works best. Get that up to smoking temp, and then invert them, put them in the oven, preheated oven 300, and let them kind of bake in there upside down for 3 or 4 hours.
And we took a video of what our pans look like before, and then what our pans look like after the seasoning. So we're actually gonna put that clip in here. which is going to show you exactly how to season these pans.
All right, so let's talk about cast iron pans and maintenance of them. Over here, we have a dirty old pan. Last night was Friday night, and we did pizza, of course. So though it looks like there's a sheen on it and it's in good shape, it's actually not. It's desperate for some seasoning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scrubber and some hot water and get all the hard stuff out, and then actually, because I am going to season it, I'm going to actually put a drop of soap in it, scrub it really well, and it's going to turn it like this. That's exactly what I just did with this one. So you can see that all the food particles and all that kind of stuff, it's out, are out. It's all kind of cleaned up. And then all that I'm going to do with that is take some vegetable shortening. The pan's kind of been preheated, and all that I'm going to do is just do a thin coat, probably a little too much. But I'll just do a thin coat of vegetable shortening on this. I'm going to bring it up to the point where it smokes, and then all I will do is put it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to keep it in there for about 3 hours, inverted, so it is upside down in the pan, and it's going to make a nice seasoning that will adhere to the bottom of that pan. All right, folks, so here we go. Pans have been in for 3 hours at 350. Now, these are not at 350, obviously. I have superpowers, but not like that. So here's what I did. 350, 3 hours, and then I just turned the oven off and let everything cool down, and really kind of forgot about them. So here we are, we're about to do supper now. And as you can see, all of the little kind of pock marks or little holes have all been filled up with that oil. And what it does, because the metal, when it gets hot, it opens up, and because it's porous, and then that seasoning, that oil kind of hardens and bakes in, and because we warm them up inverted, it just kind of soaks up what it needs to. The rest of it kind of drips down, and now these are ready to roll. And we'll probably get about, depending if we're really good and cleaning them, scrubbing them, getting all the food off, and then drying them, we'll probably get about 2.5, 3 weeks out of these. And we'll have to do another little scrub and then just do this again. Not a big deal. 3 hours. You know, usually we do it Saturday afternoons. All good.
Okay. But I do also want you to talk about when you're cooking, and so you turn the burner on and you're heating the pans up, because often if I'm cooking, oftentimes you'll come through and you're like, your pan's too hot. It's too hot. Turn it down. So
yeah. They just hold so much heat that, you know, we use natural gas. So on a gas setting of like 3 for frying eggs is just perfect. But preheat your pan always. Little dollop of olive oil or butter, or sometimes both. And that's all that you need. Okay. Yep.
And then storing. So we don't ever store these 2 frying pans. We don't ever store those because they always live there. We use them every day, and we wash them, and then they go back on the stove. But I know for storing them, also, you're not just going to put one inside the other.
No, you want air to kind of circulate around them. When we, put this big pot up top, I don't put the cover on it tight, just so it stays dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then stand that up on its side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So just messages though, don't be intimidated by cast iron. The only downfall of the cast iron is that this huge pan, like, it's heavy. It's heavy for me. It might not be heavy for you, but it's heavy for me. The only downfall is that if I have this, like, on the days that Marks is away, and if I'm cooking, and so if this is full of like veg or whatever, and then to like take it full, and like, you can't. That's a downfall for me, because I'm always looking for the easy way out. I'm always like, want to dump it rather than like with the spoon. I want to take the easy way out and get out of the kitchen.
But do that then. Just,
it's what I do. Yeah. It's what I do because it's heavy. I find it's heavy.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Okay, so don't be intimidated by cast iron. And if you do see your stuff flaking, like if you're using your nonstick stuff, your nonstick pans, and if you see it flaking, that is a sign that it's probably time to get rid of it. And if you're looking to make a switch, might be a good time to
Give it a try.
to think about it.
Give it a try.
Cast Iron Maiden. Do you want to sing any Iron Maiden?
You don't want to hear
No,
me
I
sing, no? No.
I might want to.
Yeah, maybe after.
Maybe later. Well, thank you so much for watching our episode of Cast Iron Maiden. Remember, why settle for average when greatness is within your reach? Cast Iron Maiden.
Volume up. Alexa, volume up. What other pots do we? Ace of Spades by Iron Maiden.
I couldn't find Ace of Spades by Iron Maiden, but here is other music.
Oh no.
Alexa.
No.